Check this out, guys. Nevada becomes the first state to install syringe vending machines. This is an effort to combat America's opioid epidemic. Joining me now, Dr. Marc Siegel, Fox News medical correspondent. So are they these syringes? How does this thing work?
Figured that Nevada would do this, right, where you have the slot machines. I mean, of all places. You know, I'm just getting around to accepting needle exchange programs because studies are starting to roll in, Charles, and there's 200 of them in the United States, that if you give out syringes in a place where you're giving information and you're bringing people into the light, let's say, it decreases the risk of needle sharing and it decreases the risk of HIV, and people stop and they get into rehab. But this is not a needle sharing program. This is a machine. This thing gives out 10 needles. It gives out it gives out 10 syringes, rather. It gives out the tourniquet. It gives out some HIV information. But I'm worried that this is going to lead to more needles being shared. There's nobody supervising this. There's nobody giving you information. People are going to come to, to the machine, grab some needles.
But if you're a heroin addict or some other kind of junkie, you understand. You do still, if you have an option of a clean needle, it's a good deal for you, no?
That's a good point. But on the other hand, drug dealers may be on the street, go over to the machine, get the needle, give it to someone else. Look. Here's what I'm saying. I think I want people involved working with our addicts. I don't want it to become an impersonal machine where you go for a needle. You're right. We may see a study that shows it decreases the amount of sharing.
But it would be more effective, though, if there was some program that goes with it, some human guidance and perhaps even some intervention.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the machines are okay, but I'm much rather that it be a place where people are involved. That's what's going to get people into rehab, not a dispensary machine.
Next one, Doc. Scientists in California creating cells that are resistant to HIV.
Well, first of all, let's start by the way HIV works, Charles. It goes into cells, immune cells, and it attacks them. Literally, HIV virus stops your own immune system in its tracks so that you can't fight off other infections. That's why it's such a deadly, deadly virus. Now, it's gone down by 19% over the last decade, but we still have 1.2 million people living with HIV in the United States. This is very exciting research because what this does is it takes a virus, puts it onto a cell that's in danger of getting HIV, and bolsters it with a defense, an antibody, a soldier, I like to say, in the war against HIV, and those cells can no longer be infected.
So is this for people who've already been infected, or is it something that you take if you're in risk of being infected?
That's a very smart question, and the answer it's the latter. It's on the road to a vaccine. It's a way of bolstering your body against HIV. Now, maybe people that already have HIV, it can slow it down, but the way they're studying it is people that are at risk, people that are engaged in risky behavior, they would take this. Theoretically, again, it's just starting in the clinical trial stage. This is in the laboratory. A lot of things work in the laboratory that don't work in real life, and I'll tell you something else about HIV. It hides. So even if you bolster 1 million cells, it'll find the other 1 million that you didn't bolster. So this is not foolproof, but it's really on the road of what we call immunotherapy. We may be able to use this in the future to get people to where they'll never get HIV in the first place.
Real quick, Doc, it seems like, to your point, we've made some progress. At least people are living with HIV for a long time. I remember when Magic Johnson's doctor, Dr. Ho, was on the cover of Time magazine, and it was just like an isolated thing. Now everyone, why hasn't cancer been able to improve like that, or has it?
Well, first of all, the reason HIV has is because it's slowing the spread of the HIV virus from cell to cell. We're using the same kind of thinking now with cancer.
Right.
We're going to get there because cancer also fools the immune system. Cancer says to those immune cells, I'm not here, I'm invisible. We're now lighting them up with immune therapy so that the immune system says, wait a minute, that's foreign, that cancer's foreign, let me kill it. We're about halfway there where we are with HIV. It's a very exciting time for cancer.
Dr. Siegel, good stuff, good stuff. Good encouraging stuff, appreciate it.